In the next 15 minutes, a divine transfer begins, but your doubt could block it. There are moments in the spiritual realm that do not wait for confirmation. They do not stall for more prayers. They do not delay for indecision. They arrive on schedule, unapologetic, unstoppable, and sacred. And now, Archangel Michael issues this warning with divine urgency. In the next 15 minutes, a divine transfer begins, but your doubt could block it. You are not merely standing in another day. You are standing in a countdown. Within this very hour, the heavens are opening. A release, long prophesied and often delayed by hesitation, is now positioned to fall. But it will only land where faith makes room. Doubt is not just a feeling in this moment. It is a barrier, a wall, a gate that locks from the inside. And right now, every second matters. You do not have days. You do not have hours. You have minutes. 15 to be exact. Within that sacred window, something is moving toward you. A transfer, bearing your name, bearing your breakthrough, bearing the favor you cried for when no one saw. But if it finds the door of your heart closed by fear, clouded by disbelief, or confused by conflict, it will move on. You've asked, when is it coming? You've cried, why not yet? And heaven has answered, it begins now. Not later. Not when you feel stronger. Not when everything makes sense. But now. This is the moment that heaven was shaping you for. Not a future you. This you. The weary you. The silent you. The one still trying to believe, even through the fog of disappointment. This is who the blessing is coming for. But you must believe. Your faith is no longer just a principle. It is the gatekeeper of transfer. The angel has been dispatched. The scroll has been signed. But heaven cannot violate spiritual law. It cannot deposit in a vessel still ruled by fear. It cannot transfer to a house still entertaining doubt. So the clock is ticking. This message is not just a word. It is a final alert. In these next 15 minutes, your posture must change. Your spirit must rise. Your mouth must open. Not with questions, but with confidence. The enemy wants you silent, distracted. But you must break that silence now. You must say it out loud. I am ready. You must type it. Declare it. Embody it. Not because you feel it, but because your spirit knows it's time. This transfer will not knock twice. It is coming with speed. It is coming with weight. And it is coming for the ones who have chosen faith over comfort, belief over evidence, alignment over anxiety. If that is you, then heaven is already at your door. Type I am ready in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1515 is now opening a time gate of divine transfer in your atmosphere. Archangel Michael speaks now, not from a place of mystery, but from a place of divine interruption. In the next 15 minutes, a divine transfer begins, but your doubt could block it. This is not a metaphor. This is not poetic. This is prophetic reality. There is a countdown ticking in the spiritual realm, and you are in it. The air around you may seem still, but in the invisible, angels are moving fast. You may not hear trumpets, but the heavens are already sounding. You may not see the clouds split open, but in the spirit, a shift is underway. This moment is sacred. This moment is surgical. This moment is specific to you. And Archangel Michael has been released to stand watch, to protect what's being released, and to confront whatever in you would dare stand in its way. He says to you now, be alert, be awake, be in agreement. because the transfer you've been praying for is now moving into your orbit. It carries your name. It carries your lineage. It carries provision, alignment, resources, vindication, restoration, and destiny acceleration. And it is not moving slowly. It is moving by divine command. But so is the resistance. So is the spirit of doubt. So is the enemy of hesitation. So is the ancient voice that rises to whisper, "But what if it doesn't happen?" Right now, your spiritual atmosphere is under review. The angel assigned to deliver your portion has been released, but heaven is scanning, searching for hearts with enough faith to receive it. Not perfection, not performance. Believe. Archangel Michael stands between you and this moment, not just as a warrior, but as a witness. He is watching your posture, your words, your thoughts, your agreement, because heaven cannot override what you reject with your own doubt. A divine transfer is not charity. It is covenant. It does not come to the double-minded. It does not land where there is inner warfare. It descends into environments of surrender. You must not just want it. You must make room for it. That means silencing fear. That means rebuking disbelief. That means pushing back every lie that tells you you're not ready, not worthy, not enough. Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. The transfer is ready, but it will not beg to be received. It is looking for invitation. It is looking for alignment. It is looking for one sound from your lips that says, "I am not just open. I am prepared." In these next minutes, heaven is giving you space to shift. Not hours. Not days. Minutes. 15. The number of movement. The number of divine exchange. The number of grace multiplied by alignment. You are not waiting for breakthrough. Breakthrough is waiting on you. On your sound. On your belief. On your agreement. And Archangel Michael is here to activate what your faith is finally ready to carry. Do not waste time wondering. Do not scroll in silence. Do not spectate this moment. Respond. Receive. Rise. Because the weight of what's coming requires a ready spirit. And the sound of belief is the key that unlocks the atmosphere. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are next. But you cannot afford to stand still in spiritual indecision. Choose now. Speak now. Align now. Heaven is moving quickly, and your faith must match the speed of the Spirit. Type "I align" now in the comments if this message confirms what you've been sensing. Blessing code 1212 is releasing angelic movement into your atmosphere this very moment. There is something swirling beneath the surface of your stillness. Archangel Michael sees it. It is subtle, almost invisible to the natural eye, but heaven is never fooled by silence. There is a mystery moving in your atmosphere, a quiet, disruptive energy that has wrapped itself in the form of people, conversations, and perceptions. And while the transfer is drawing closer with every breath, so too is this storm of emotional confusion. You sensed it. You felt the unease in wombs that used to feel safe. You've noticed the tone shift in people who once called you friend. You've heard the echo of assumptions, the way they speak your name like it's a rumor, the way they stare without speaking, as if your growth betrayed their comfort. What you're experiencing now is not paranoia, it is spiritual perception. You are not imagining betrayal. You are discerning misalignment. Because when a divine transfer approaches, the people not meant to witness it will begin to manifest confusion in your presence. Michael says, someone thought they knew you, but they only knew the version of you that hadn't yet awakened. And now, As your posture shifts, their perception crumbles. What they once understood no longer applies, and their response is not always kind. It may be jealousy. It may be distance. It may be silence so loud it screams betrayal. But this emotional disruption isn't about them. It's about what heaven is trying to uproot within you. Because emotional attachments that carry spiritual confusion will block the landing zone of your blessing. The enemy doesn't always use warfare that looks like violence. Sometimes he uses conversations. Sometimes he uses nostalgia. Sometimes he uses guilt disguised as loyalty. Someone in your orbit has seen the light on you shift, and rather than celebrate it, they've chosen to study it from a distance with suspicion. And here's the danger. If you let their confusion become your doubt, you will block what is being released. Archangel Michael is here to sever those soul ties, to break the illusion, to expose the subtle roots of sabotage that cling to your elevation like vines trying to pull you back into familiar soil. You cannot carry this transfer and also carry the weight of misunderstanding. You cannot ascend and accommodate every relationship that was only anointed for your past self. Let this moment clarify something deep in your spirit. Your silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. You don't need to defend what heaven is doing. You don't need to explain the glow, the shift, the divine tension. The confusion around you is confirmation within you. This emotional disturbance is a holy signal that something divine is on the move. The people gossiping do not know the price you've paid. The ones who judge your quiet don't see the war you've won in your spirit. They are reacting to the divine weight on your life without realizing it. They only found a fragment of your story, but heaven holds the full scroll. And Archangel Michael is standing in front of your emotional gates right now, urging you, do not open the door again to what God has already revealed as expired. The next 15 minutes are not just about action, they are about clarity. You must see who truly supports your rising and who only tolerated your waiting. Because when this transfer lands, it will expose everything. And some can't handle your breakthrough, because it forces them to confront their own stagnancy. So guard your spirit. Guard your heart. Guard your peace. Let your emotions be filtered through revelation, not reaction. This transfer requires full emotional clarity, no lingering confusion, no half-hearted ties, no open doors to drama disguised as love. The disruption around you is trying to disrupt the alignment within you. But you will not be moved. You will not be distracted. You will not be deceived. Type I release confusion in the comments if this message is cutting through your emotional fog. Blessing code 4141 is now releasing divine clarity and inner peace into your atmosphere. Archangel Michael speaks now with unwavering clarity. This is not just emotional friction. This is spiritual warfare disguised in familiar form. The faces may be known to you. The voices may sound like those you once trusted. But behind those words, behind those glances, behind the tension that refuses to ease, there is a deeper, darker stirring. You must understand that when heaven ordains a divine transfer, hell organizes interference. What you are experiencing is not ordinary resistance. It is a final confrontation of spirit before the release. The very atmosphere around you is pressing in. But this isn't punishment. This is proof. Proof that you are closer now than ever before. Proof that the enemy recognizes something sacred is on the verge of falling into your hands. Proof that your alignment has begun to disrupt the assignments that were once sent to delay you. You are not under attack because of weakness. You are under attack because of weight. You carry oil now, anointing that can't be seen with the eyes but is undeniable in the spirit. The oil travels warfare. It disturbs the unhealed and irritates the religious. It provokes those who are still choosing safety over surrender. But this is not the hour for you to internalize their chaos. This is the hour for you to see it for what it truly is. A distraction designed to detour your destiny. Michael wants you to reframe the story you've been telling yourself. This isn't betrayal. This is spiritual pruning. This isn't rejection. This is realignment. This isn't punishment. This is preparation for the weight of the transfer now in motion. Heaven is not confused about your identity, and you must stop allowing people to project confusion onto it. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are called. You are the one who survived what they didn't even see you endure. You are not walking through chaos, you are walking into clarity. And this conflict is not personal, it's prophetic. It is the final threshing of the wheat from the weeds. It is heaven separating you from anything and anyone that cannot hold the weight of what you are about to receive. There is a divine separation taking place in your life, not to isolate you, but to insulate you. God is protecting what is pure in you by exposing what has become impure around you. Archangel Michael is reminding you now, you are not fighting flesh and blood. You are resisting patterns, spirits, and familiar cycles sent to test your new posture. Don't descend into arguments. Don't defend your progress. Don't distract yourself by trying to explain the light to those who are still choosing the dark. This conflict is not for you to fix, it is for you to recognize and walk away from. You are in the final stages of preparation. What's falling off right now was never meant to make it into your next level. Let it go. Let them go. Let God show you that peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of purpose. You are walking with heaven's seal. You are rising with heaven's sword drawn before you. And every shadow that rises is only doing so because it sees the brilliance of your coming breakthrough. This is not the time to question your authority. This is the time to wear it. This is not the moment to ask why they change. This is the moment to thank God for showing you the truth. What was once painful is now powerful. What once broke you has built you. And the conflict that was meant to drain you is now the catalyst pushing you into undeniable favor. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if this message has awakened the warrior within you. Blessing code 7171 is now activating spiritual covering, clarity, and confidence for your next assignment. Archangel Michael raises his voice now, not in alarm, but in authority. You are entering the most sensitive stretch of time. Your next 15 minutes are sacred. The transfer is not just approaching, it is standing at the gate. But so is the interference. So is the temptation. So is the confrontation that has been waiting in the shadows, rehearsing its timing, planning its strike. This next stretch of moments is not neutral. They are charged with consequence. The spiritual realm is watching your posture. The enemy is watching for your reaction. The angel is watching for your alignment. And now, Michael declares this with clarity. If you do not stand in your power in these next 15 minutes, what belongs to you may pause. Not cancel, but delay. And you waited long enough already. Something, or someone, is about to try to provoke you. It may be a sudden message, a resurfaced memory, a voice you haven't heard in a long time, an opportunity disguised as closure. But it is not a gift. It is a test. It is a snare wrapped in the tone of kindness, an attack cloaked in apology. Michael warns, they may message you. They may reach out just to check on you. But their motive is not peace, it's distraction. The enemy has no access to the divine transaction, so he settles for derailing your focus. Do I fall for it? If you respond emotionally, you will forfeit your elevation temporarily. If you explain yourself to people who have already made up their minds, you are inviting confusion into your clarity. This is the time to guard your space ruthlessly. Archangel Michael makes this clear. The next 15 minutes will determine the next 15 days. Because what you do now sets the tone. Heaven is watching for maturity. Will you break your stillness just to be heard? Or will you remain anchored and let heaven speak for you? The transfer is being prepared like a royal delivery. But heaven will not place it on ground that is unstable. Emotional instability, spiritual inconsistency, mental uncertainty. These are the enemies of divine timing. You must choose posture over panic. You must stay planted. You must respond with stillness. Because stillness is not silence. It is a strategy. It is the clearest sign that you trust God more than your feelings. Right now, the enemy's tactic is urgency. He wants to push you into reacting before you've received. He wants to stir your emotions, bait your ego, and trap your energy in conversations that have no fruit. You must discern this moment. Archangel Michael says it like this. The bait may come dressed as closure. You not bite. The voice may sound like reconciliation. Do not respond. The pull may feel like love, but it is rooted in confusion. Heaven has not called you to chaos. Heaven has called you to conquest. And this test isn't just about them. It's about your readiness. Can you remain still in the presence of provocation? Can you stay quiet when the urge to be seen, heard, or right wants to speak up? Let the message come. Let the conversation attempt to rise. Let the phone vibrate. But you stay seated. You stay silent. You stay secure. You are too close to miss this. Too aligned to break posture. Too anointed to go backward for one more emotional cycle. This is your moment to prove that you have grown beyond the need to control, correct, or retaliate. This is your moment to let your non-reaction become your loudest declaration. I trust God more than I trust my feelings. If this message has confirmed what you've sensed in your spirit, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of up to $20. Your support allows us to deliver more prophetic messages just like this one. Your belief fuels the mission. Type I will not react in the comments if this message has helped you guard your alignment. Blessing code 8181 is now sealing your emotions under divine authority and peace. Archangel Michael now softens his voice, not in weakness, but in sacred instruction. The time for warfare hath been addressed. The time for silence hath been urged. Now, he speaks to the deepest part of your soul, the part that wants to rise in battle, the part that still aches to explain, the part that quietly fears being misunderstood or left behind. Hear this now. Your protection in this hour will not come through performance. It will come through posture. You are not called to prove anything to anyone. Not in this moment. Not in this atmosphere. Not when the angel is this close. Michael commands you to stay grounded. Stay still. Stay surrendered. Let your stillness testify. Let your calm carry weight. Let your restraint reveal the depth of your preparation. You are not being asked to fight. You are being called to host the delivery of heaven. And nothing invites divine interference faster than human striving. You've done enough. You've said enough. You've waited long enough. Now you must trust enough. Heaven fights for those who refuse to flinch when pressured. Heaven moves for those who dare to do nothing when everything in their soul wants to explain, defend, or argue. Michael says, do not explain yourself. Do not respond to rumors. Do not react to resistance. Let your fruit speak. Let your posture preach. Let your silence prophesy. There is a divine power in the way you hold your peace. Not because you're afraid, but because you're aligned. Stillness is not the absence of strategy, it is the strategy. And right now, in this divine countdown, heaven is checking for maturity, not noise. The angel of transfer has been instructed not to drop what's holy into environments still infected with hustle. You are not in a war zone, you are in a birthing room. You must not speak what you should be praying through. You must not engage with what you've been delivered from. You must not stoop to aggress shadows that tremble at the light you now carry. This is not about pride. This is about preservation. There is a covering forming around you now, a divine shield placed over your thoughts, your speech, your digital space, and even your emotional impulses. Archangel Michael has assigned watchers to your name. Angelic forces are circling your home, your timeline, your interactions, your inbox. But they respond not to your panic, they respond to your positioning. Stay in position. Keep the gate closed. Guard your yes. Guard your no. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the elevation that heaven is endorsing. You do not owe access to those who lost the right to walk with you in this season. The noise around you is the sound of everything unaligned falling away. Let it fall. If someone misunderstands your silence, let them. If they think your peace is arrogance, let them. If they say you've changed, agree with them. You have changed. And change always exposes what cannot come. That is not your burden. That is divine separation at work. Stay hidden. Stay holy. Stay unreachable to anything that does not carry confirmation. The most powerful thing you can do right now is remain absolutely, unapologetically unmoved. Let heaven defend you. Let peace protect you. Let stillness speak louder than anything you could ever say. The angel of transfer only lands on still ground, ground not shaking from conflict, but planted in quiet faith. Your silence is not passive. It is prophetic. It is the echo of alignment. It is the sound of someone who knows that what is coming is greater than any temporary misunderstanding. Archangel Michael sees your posture and says, "Well done. Remain in position. The release is seconds away." Type "I will be still" in the comments if you're choosing divine restraint in this moment. Blessing code 6060 is now covering your life with a spiritual force field of peace and protection. And now, the atmosphere begins to change. The tension begins to clear. The heaviness begins to lift. You have endured the test, and Archangel Michael now turns his face toward you, not with warning, but with recognition. Because something sacred has happened in the unseen. Your restraint has activated reward. Your silence has shifted the winds. Your obedience has opened what doubt tried to close. You are no longer just a vessel waiting for divine release. You are the signal the angel was looking for. And now, the empowerment begins, not with noise, not with grand announcement, but with a deep internal knowing that says, "I am no longer who they thought I was. I am no longer the one who begged. I am no longer the one who doubted. I am no longer the one who feared I was too late. I have arrived in alignment. I have stepped into readiness. This is the moment heaven hath been watching for. Not the one where you shouted, but the one where you stayed. Not the one where you proved yourself to others, but the one where you proved yourself to heaven. And now that your posture has stabilized, the transfer cannot be delayed. The things you thought would take months are being condensed into minutes. The doors you once knocked on are now opening to you without a sound. The people who dismissed you will now wonder what shifted. The truth is you shifted. And because you shifted, the Spirit has responded. Archangel Michael declares with divine finality, They can no longer touch what God has sealed. You have walked through the fire of transformation, and what emerged from the ashes is not a weaker version of you, but a weaponized one. Your presence now carries authority. Your words now carry weight. Your decisions are no longer reactive, they are prophetic. You are moving with precision. You are choosing with clarity. You are flowing with favor. Not because everything changed around you, but because everything changed within you. That is empowerment. Not borrowed confidence, but permanent knowing. And now that you know who you are, heaven is releasing everything that belongs to you. Divine upgrades are being attached to your name. Supernatural restoration is being magnetized to your location. Acceleration is being poured into your timeline. Do not be surprised when the shift happens suddenly. Do not be shocked when what once resisted you now runs toward you. Do not hesitate when opportunity knocks without explanation. This is the fruit of alignment. This is the harvest of holiness. Archangel Michael says, you are no longer begging for access. You are walking in ownership. You have become the answered prayer. You have become the open door. You have become the miracle that others will point to and say, something about them changed. And you will smile, because you will know. It wasn't a change they could see. It was a shift they could never understand. Let this be your confidence, the version of you who tolerated cycles, sabotage, doubt, and delay has been buried. Aversion died in the silence. Aversion was left behind in the stillness. What walks forward now is an empowered, authorized, sealed child of heaven. And when the angel of transfer descends fully, it will not come to assist you. It will come to elevate you. Because you are not on the edge of favor. You are standing in it. Type I am empowered in the comments if you know this word has confirmed your shift. Blessing Code 2020 is now releasing clarity, acceleration, and divine visibility over your life. The clock in the spirit has turned. The 15-minute window that once loomed like a warning has now become a fulfillment. And as Archangel Michael stands with his sword sheathed and his wings wide, he does not speak with urgency. He speaks with assurance. It has begun. The divine transfer, the very one prophesied, the one scheduled before you were ever wounded, before you were ever rejected, before you even knew what alignment meant, that transfer has started. It is not coming. It is already moving. The motion is real. The change is irreversible. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can block what your obedience has unlocked. Michael declares this now. Heaven is no longer watching to see if you will receive. It is already dispatching the fulfillment of what you dared to believe. What you feel in your spirit now is not hope. It is harvest. You are not waiting. You are witnessing. Your spirit has already shifted gears. The ache of delay is lifting. The questions are fading. The constant replay of disappointment is being silenced by new evidence. Evidence that heaven remembers. Evidence that heaven rewards. Evidence that waiting with the right posture is never wasted. Yes, there will still be days that test you. Yes, there may be moments that try to rise in resistance. But the ground has changed. The soil has been turned. The seed of faith you planted in stillness has broken through, and now it grows, not just in front of others, but in full view of heaven's support. A prophetic resolution has been issued. They are ready. And with those 3 words, something was released over your name that cannot be recalled. The door has swung open. The favor has begun to fall. The momentum is picking up pace. And over the next few days, the trickle will become a flood. Archangel Michael wants you to know, you will not have to force it. You will not have to chase it. You will not have to beg for it. You will only have to walk in it. The relationships that faded will be replaced by alliances that recognize your divine authority. The money that dried up will be eclipsed by provision that flows without manipulation. The delay that once felt like punishment will be proven to have been protection. Michael speaks again now, this time not with warning, but with rejoicing. You passed the test. You kept your posture. You refused to be moved. And because you passed, the entire realm of heaven is responding with motion. The people who overlooked you, watch them circle back in confusion. The places that denied you, watch doors unlock without a key. The ideas you thought were too late to build, watch them explode with unexpected ease. Your spiritual status has changed. You are not a seeker now, you are a steward. And what you carry will bless not only you, but generations after you. This is bigger than a moment. This is legacy. This is divine reset. This is God rewriting your name in places you didn't even know your name had reached. Do not apologize for the speed of your shift. Do not water down the weight of your transformation. Do not shrink your miracle to fit in with people still wrestling with disbelief. What has begun in your life is undeniable, untouchable, and unshakable. The shift is permanent. The upgrade is sealed. The new season has arrived, and you are the evidence of what happens when faith doesn't flinch under pressure. If this prophetic transformation has touched your spirit and you'd like to support the release of more messages like this, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of $20. Your generosity fuels the creation of life-shifting content and empowers this mission. Type "The shift has begun" in the comments if this word resonates deeply with your spirit. Blessing code 9090 is now unlocking irreversible favor and prophetic resolution in your life. The divine transfer has already started. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel more prepared. Now. Archangel Michael is no longer just guarding the gate. He is pointing directly at you, urging your spirit to respond with boldness. This is not the time to nod in silence. This is not the time to quietly agree in your heart. This is the time to move your mouth, your fingers, your faith, to take visible action in the unseen. Heaven is listening. Heaven is watching. And heaven is awaiting the sound of your agreement. You must speak this transfer into your atmosphere. You must type it into the timeline of your life. You must declare it until doubt loses its voice completely. Why? Because prophetic motion always follows prophetic activation. Michael says, do not scroll in silence. Do not spectate what you're meant to participate in. A divine transfer is not a story to admire. It is a season to step into. But you cannot enter a door you refuse to knock on. You cannot receive from a realm you haven't responded to. And right now, your response is the difference between momentum and missed opportunity. You must declare, I receive. You must declare, I align. You must declare, I am the one. These are not empty affirmations. These are access codes. Every word you release in faith is a signal sent to the angelic realm that says, land here. I am ready. You must remember, your spirit heard this message first, before your mind caught up, before your emotions understood. Your spirit leapt, didn't it? That wasn't excitement. That was recognition. Because deep inside, you know this is your window. Deep inside, you know something broke open in the last few minutes. And now, you must match that spiritual shift with a physical signal. You may feel unworthy. You may still feel uncertain. But that's the enemy's last-ditch effort to rob you of your response. Heaven does not need your perfection. It needs your participation. Your doubt has already delayed enough. Don't let it deny what's been released. This is not about emotional hype. This is about spiritual engagement. Every time you respond, something in the spirit shifts in your favor. Every time you type the words, "I believe," the air around you changes. Why? Because agreement is an invitation. Heaven doesn't force breakthrough, it waits for permission. Archangel Michael reminds you that angels move with divine instruction, and your instruction is activated by faith. This is why your response isn't optional. It is vital. The angel will not knock again. The scroll will not pause. This is your moment to say yes. Loudly, boldly, unapologetically. There are blessings forming right now. Divine contracts being signed, hearts being turned in your favor, opportunities reawakening because your name is now glowing with divine authorization. Do not delay your destiny with hesitation. This is your opportunity to step into the miraculous, to align with the movement, to declare to every atmosphere, "I am not afraid. I am not doubting. I am not backing down." Let your declaration go before you like a banner. Let it wave in the spirit as a signal that says, "This is the one who believed. This is the one who aligned. This is the one who will no longer block what belongs to them." And yes, your action matters. Heaven is not asking for a long prayer. It is asking for a loud yes. Why here? Right now. No filters. No delay. Just faith. You've already heard confirmation. Now, give heaven your cooperation. This is how doors open. This is how the transfer lands. This is how legacy begins. Type "I receive this divine transfer" in the comments if this is your moment of full agreement. Blessing code 3333 is now unlocking rapid alignment and supernatural release in your timeline. Archangel Michael now speaks with finality, not as a warning, but as a seal. A divine signature is being placed over your name, your timeline, your house, your atmosphere. The words have been released. The posture hath been tested. The shift has already begun. And now, the Spirit asks only one thing: hold your alignment with both hands and do not look back. This is the closing affirmation, not just of a message, but of a moment. A sacred pivot. A prophetic threshold. You are not who you were when this message began. Something has shifted in you, deeper than motivation, stronger than emotion, more powerful than inspiration. This is divine awareness. You now know. And because you now know, you can never unknow. Because you now believe, you can never unsee. And because you have responded, you can never be overlooked again. The voice of Archangel Michael declares over you: you are not a victim. You are the revelation. You are the proof that silence still speaks, that faith still moves heaven, that stillness still carries power, that obedience still unlocks miracles. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them try to explain what they cannot spiritually discern. Your rise will be their answer. Your favor will be your defense. Your peace will be your confirmation. And your transformation will make the loudest statement of all: God never left me. He was preparing me. They thought your stillness meant you were finished. They thought your withdrawal was weakness. They thought your delay was denial. But they were wrong. What they misunderstood as quitting was simply God hiding you until the weight of your transfer could land without interference. What they labeled as silence was actually sacred strategy. And now that the unveiling has begun, you owe no one an explanation. You only owe heaven your continued agreement. That is all. Stay aligned. Stay unshaken. Stay bold in belief. You are no longer seeking validation. You are no longer tolerating confusion. You are no longer playing small to be acceptable to those who never honored your oil. The angel of transfer did not pass you by. The angel has landed. The transaction has been made. The delivery has been dispatched. And you, yes, you, were the address. The realm of heaven has marked your name with a fresh seal. You are not waiting. You are walking in the promise. Every step you take from here must reflect the truth of your transformation. No more second-guessing. No more thinking. No more comparing timelines. You are the evidence that surrender brings acceleration. And now that you are moving in it, you must protect it with everything you have. Walk with boldness. Speak with clarity. Move with grace. Operate with excellence. And above all, remain in divine posture. That is the only requirement now. What's coming will not be stopped. It will not be slowed. And it will not be shared with those who once mocked what they now see manifesting. You are light in human form. You are the revelation wrapped in flesh. You are the answer your bloodline prayed for. And now, you are finally in motion. Let this be your final declaration, the one that sends your voice echoing into the heavens and makes every angel on assignment rise in confirmation. I am not a victim of delay. I am the vessel of divine delivery. Say it. Type it. Believe it. Walk in it. Type I am the revelation in the comments if this message has sealed your spirit. Lesson code 5555 is now releasing lasting favor, divine security, and full circle transformation into your life.